Hello, Medfield. Welcome to the newest edition of Medfield People. My guest today is an old friend, Nancy Irwin, who is an expert knitter, and she, like many other people in this town, make things for charity. Nancy makes prayer shawls, as I do. In fact, I'm making one now. Nancy's making mittens, I believe, to go give to somebody. But what we want to show you today is the scarves that we're making. We'll be selling Medfield Day, a free scarf with your donation to the American Cancer Society, and you can write a check out, and I will mail in the checks, I promise, on Monday morning as soon as the post office opens. And you can pay with cash, and unfortunately we're not a recognized place, so we can't give you a receipt saying you donated to charity, but your heart will be in it, and you'll get a free scarf with your donation. So we started this years ago, and if Nancy would hold up the pink one at the end. We started out making pink scarves by accident. My sister-in-law died of breast cancer some years ago, and her daughter in Florida was doing breast cancer walks. And I heard about it, and I said, how about if I make you and your friend that does the walk with you some pink scarves that you can wear? And so Jennifer said, oh, that's wonderful. So I made two and sent them down to Florida. But the bad part is she thanked me on Facebook. And if you thank anybody on Facebook, I had 7 requests within the next couple of days. How much are they? Where can I get one? So I started making them, and I'd leave them in my mailbox for people to pick up. Yes. It was kind of crazy. And then people would still ask me, and I was out of pink yarn at that point. So I thought, gee, if that works. So that's why I started doing it a few years ago on Medfield Day. Pink is the color for October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we have had some really, really great successes. The first year we sold 190 scarves, all pink, which was amazing. Wow. And our message was mainly to get your mammograms, get your tests from all kinds for cancer. All my aunts died of breast cancer, my uncles all died of lung cancer, my parents died of it. So it's the message we would like to get to. And you have cancer in your family, I believe, as well.
Yes, I have breast cancer myself. 3 years ago I was diagnosed with it and went through surgery and radiation. And I'm now taking a drug that I need to take for 10 years. But yes, well, I'm big on cancer prevention, and anybody with cancer, you know, like I'm big on this Medfield Day thing, that people come and donate money towards cancer, and it's all cancers now, it's not just breast cancer. And then you can take one of these lovely scarves if you would like, you know, so like, yes.
And we have several dozen bright pink scarves that'll be great. We also have a variety of other scarves. Like we have some Medfield colors, of course, the Medfield blue. I think you all probably know about Medfield blue. We have them at different lengths too, and we have different styles. This one's called the potato chip pattern. It's supposed to look like potato chips, I guess.
And that's what Ann and I are wearing.
Yes, I have one on too, and so does Nancy. And then I made a big soft one that would be great for football games, because you could wrap this thing around and just warm your whole body up and face it, you know. You could go just like that, and it would be great at a football game. So we do have those. And then we have some more potato chip ones in different colors. And I love this color. I just made a prayer shawl out of this yarn. Isn't it beautiful yarn? Just gorgeous. And that was a blue-green. It'll match almost everything. This is a pale pink, or a different shaded pink, different. And these are heavy wool. And this is a stitch that I picked up in a knitting group at the center of Medfield. It's called the waterfall scarf. I don't know if you can see that well on the TV, but you wind off in a different way and then drop stitches down. So, which seems crazy. You go to all the trouble of knitting the stitch, and then you go ahead and you drop the stitches. But it's this is a warm wool scarf, and it's also wide and be a great one for the winter time too. And then we have some regular ones. Let's see, this is not wool, as I remember. Oh yeah, it is. It is. It is wool. Yes. It's another warm wool one, nice and thick. What do you got over there, Nancy?
I believe this is wool also?
I don't think that was wool.
This one,
that one is.
This one definitely is. This purple one is definitely wool.
This is bright yellow. I love the yellow.
Yes. So some of them are thick. I mean, some of them are wider than others. So this would be a thin one, but then here you have a wider one. And then here's one that's fun fur, kind of, yes. And it's kind of like reddish and purple and pink, and it's quite long.
And you can twist that around.
Yes, twist it around, or like, the kids like to wear them really long,
I know they do. Some of the kids do. Some people like them shorter and some like them longer, so I have something for everybody.
And here's multicolored.
And I love that yarn.
This is so fun to knit with, because you never know. Each stitch turns out to be a different color. You have a pink stitch on your needle, and the next time you come around, it's yellow. It's like it's great.
They call
it's
it
really
self-striping yarn. Isn't that amazing?
It
and
is.
That's exactly what it does.
It does. It
stripes
totally...
everything by itself. And I love the colors.
Yes.
Just love the colors.
It's bright. It's wonderful. Yes. Yes.
So our booth will be on North Street, near the church, right at the head of the pond. And you will see we'll have a canopy there, and we'll have all kinds of scarves hanging by clothespins, hanging down.
Yes.
Thanks to my daughter-in-law and my son, who will help me set up. And some of the knitters will be there to volunteer. And I hope they all show up.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They said they would. But it's a fun thing to do, and it's a great project. Our biggest success was one woman bought a scarf the first year we did it. And the next year we came back and set up again, and she was one of our first customers, and she said she wanted to buy some extra scarves. And I said, oh, that's wonderful. And she said, well, you did me a favor. She had not had a mammogram, she said, in years, but when she saw the pink scarf, she thought, oh, I better go, it's a good idea to get checked up. She had very early breast cancer.
Oh, nice.
And
I mean,
wasn't nice.
No, I didn't
know
mean that. I just meant nice that it was early, that it could get caught early.
Absolutely,
yes,
and
yes,
she went,
yes,
and she went.
yes.
So that made us all, we were almost in tears by the time she left.
Yes,
It was
yes.
very, very emotional because we felt we really had done something well. But cancer is through every family, I think, in Medfield. I can't imagine many people that don't have some form in their family, whether it's breast, lung, pancreatic.
Right.
I've had enough skin cancers to last for a whole army of people, I think. But there have been a lot of things out there. So we're really hoping that people will come. And again, you can write the check out to the American Cancer Society. We'd love to get $10 a scarf, but we're definitely not being fussy about it, because we have a lot of scarves and a lot of volunteer knitters. And we just want to make sure the message gets out. So if enough people go around with these scarves early, I think the message will get out that there's something out there that's worth getting, and the message will say, hey, you bought a scarf, it must be for the Cancer Society.
Right.
And I do have some brochures that they sent me that I can leave out on the table so people will know we're not fooling, and we're not going to take the money and go to Bermuda.
No,
I promise we won't go to Bermuda. I don't. But most of the yarn we all bought. No, most of it I bought. And we have a new donor that's donating some beautiful wool yarn that I've been using for prayer shawls.
Right.
It's gorgeous yarn, and you've been using it too, I believe.
Right.
And we had a good amount of it, so some went to the United Church of Christ, who taught us, you and I, about the prayer shawl program.
How to make a prayer shawl to begin with and what it was all about, yes.
And I was so impressed, Nancy, because when we were growing up, people from the different churches probably would not have had that kind of interaction, would they?
Right. No, you were supposed to stay only with your own church. You didn't associate with people that went to a different church, actually, yes.
And they reached out to us, as I remember.
Right. I know, that was wonderful. It was years ago. I can't remember how many years ago it was now.
I don't remember either.
But it was a wonderful explanation of what prayer shawls were all about. And they gave us the pattern. And we were all sitting there knitting at the time. Yes, it was great. Yes,
good.
Yes.
So probably if somebody needs a prayer shawl, they could tell us about that at the booth
At
on
Medfield Day?
Day
Yes,
too.
absolutely,
Again,
yes,
at the
yes,
top of the pond,
yes.
so you won't miss us with a canopy and all these things hanging down. And a lot of them will be pink. And I hope everybody that comes and looks at the scarves, I hope they check their mammogram, do their lung tests, different tests as much as they can to see what's going on. Because some of the lung cancer in my family, including the most recent case, is not caused by cigarette smoking. It's by a man that stopped smoking 45 years ago.
Wow.
And
so is it something in the environment, Ann? Is it pollution?
We asked the oncologist, and they're not sure what the cause is. She said it might be some minor connection to smoking, but they doubt it. 45 years is a long time to go without smoking, to have something happen. And I stopped 43 years ago, about 42 years ago. I tried 44 years ago. I have no willpower, and I did try. I promised my kids, who were hammering and nagging me to death, that I would stop when the baby was born, the youngest baby, who's 44. And I tried, but it took me 2 years.
Wow.
And if my kids had not been so obnoxious, so nasty, they went in my pocketbook, they went in my pockets, they looked in my bureau drawers, they knew I had cigarettes hidden. They looked in the car.
So then they threw them away?
Oh yeah, they just take
yes,
them. They just take them. They never did find my last pack, but they were so obnoxious that I was down to 1 or 2 cigarettes a day, and I thought, jeepers, if I had gotten it down from 3 packs to 1 or 2 cigarettes, I could stop. So these are all messages that we're hoping to get out. Is there any breast cancer awareness program that you're aware of?
Well, I do my treatment through Dana-Farber, so there's always something going on at Dana-Farber, yes. I can't say anything in particular, but, and I do believe, like you said, that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, although we do Medfield Day in September, but still, the next month
That's
is
the end of
breast cancer.
September. That's why it was perfect for
right,
the first Scarves.
Right, right. But there's always something about breast cancer going on, you know, like on TV or people, you get things in the mail. But definitely, if you don't want to know anything about cancer at all, you can call Dana-Farber. I mean, they are the place, I think, to give out the information here in this area.
And there's so much on the internet.
Right.
You can get almost anything in the world on the internet nowadays, of course.
Right.
It amazes me.
Right. But I do believe mammograms are given, you know, are offered at every hospital. Is that not true?
Oh, I think so.
I mean, I usually go to Newton Wellesley myself, just because that's where my primary care physician is. But I would assume that mammograms are given at every hospital.
I go to Dedham Medical's building, and I do it right there in the offices, which makes it even easier. I wish there were tests like that for some of the other kinds.
I know, I do too. I just don't know how other kinds of cancers are diagnosed. I mean, this is one that's easy to be diagnosed, you know, but I don't know how the other ones are really. You know, whether it's MRIs or CAT scans or sometimes, I don't think it's blood work, is it? It would be nice if you could have a blood test to find out if you had cancer. Just
Well, my skin
out.
cancers were obvious.
Yeah, right, right.
Especially, my biggest melanoma was right here on my face. So that was pretty obvious. And
Right.
I thought it was kind of a dark freckle. And my husband said, "You got to go look at that." And he was right, because I lost almost this whole section of my face on that.
Oh, my.
I was lucky that he made me go.
And I know Newton Wellesley offers a free clinic once a year. I'm thinking it's in the spring, and I do go every year. And like,
What kind of clinic?
you need to sign up in advance, and and you have like 15 minutes, and you fill out a form, you know, so the physician would like to know something about your family history or your own history, and then a dermatologist and a team of 5 or 6 other people, like medical students or nurse practitioners or nurses in a dermatologist's office, come and examine you head to toe.
Oh my God.
And you can point out every little thing that you think, oh, what about this or what about that? And they let you know if it's cancerous or it's not. And it's free.
I never knew that.
It's awesome. I happened to see it one time when I was going to my doctor's office for an appointment, and it was advertised there on the wall. And it's like, oh, I'm going to do this, you know. And you know, it is dermatologists, and of course they would want to have you follow with them, I suppose, if you turned out to have skin cancer. But you don't have to, you know. So I just think that's awesome. I just wish that more things like that would be available, and that we could find out about them.
Yeah,
you know, there's got to be screenings for other kinds of cancer as well, but I don't really know what they are, really.
No, I wonder if the other hospitals do it in Needham or in.
I don't know. I would think so.
I would think so too.
But I didn't bother to check it out, really, just
Milford
because.
Hospital too is a fairly big one.
You know, I plan to do this every year, and this year I brought my husband with me as well. So, you know, it's a popular thing.
Yeah, I know I had one friend who thought she had a pebble stuck in her foot, on the sole of her foot.
Oh.
It was a melanoma on the bottom of her foot.
Oh, my. How do you get that on the bottom of your foot?
That's one of the first places they check me now.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird? I always think of sun exposure.
Right. Like face, hands, tops of feet.
Absolutely. That's where my skin cancers were all obvious places.
Wow.
But I was very surprised when they checked my foot. And then when I found out about her, I thought that's why they check. Because some people get them on the soles of their feet.
And so does it spread if it's on the sole of your foot?
It can.
Yeah.
Sure. It can spread. I guess it can spread anywhere. But that's a fairly common one, and not a nice one. You don't want to get that kind. You don't want any kind.
Yeah, right.
You just want to knit scarves and.
Yes. Yes.
But things have changed a lot, I know, in the days since my parents were diagnosed. It was a long time ago, but I think the diagnoses are made more easily than they were then.
Okay.
Now, my father was an extremely heavy smoker, right till on his deathbed, literally. He had a cigarette in his hand. My mother stopped 10 years before, but she was living, at that point, they had downsized to an apartment. She was breathing in his smoke because he had just retired from work.
Right.
So how much that interfered with it, I don't know. But
I would think so. I mean, that's why I was saying earlier, like, is it pollution? Is it something in the air? Even if you've never been a smoker, you still could get lung cancer. But it's got to be either something genetic in your makeup, or it's got to be something you're exposed to somewhere along the route here. So,
you know, since all my mother's brothers got lung cancer, I have a feeling there's a little
That it would be
genetic
genetic,
component in
yes,
there, and her
yes.
sisters all had breast cancer, except for one that went into the brain. She died of technically a brain tumor.
wow.
but not a nice disease.
No, no, it's not.
Is there a nice disease out there?
No. Well, maybe something that you can have like for a month. and
Poison
then be
ivy
done.
wouldn't be too bad.
Yes. Yes. Maybe mono, where you can just rest for a while because you're so tired, and then you're done. You know, I don't know, but I don't think there's no nice diseases, but some of them are only short term. So I guess those are nicer than the long term.
But that's good information about Newton Wellesley. I did not know that.
And so like it seems to me that I did ask my physician, like, how do you test for all these cancers? And he did say, like, there are no tests for some of them. And it's like, it's really sad because I really think there should be some kind of a, like I say, a blood test that would test for some marker in your blood that
Yeah,
would,
you would think so.
indicate that you might be susceptible to cancer anyway. Maybe if not, that you have it for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
you know.
But pancreatic.
But maybe some people don't want to know this, Ann. What do you think?
I don't know. I think I'd want to know.
You think you would want to know?
I think I'd want to know.
Because any one of us now today could step outside into this parking lot and get run over by a car and be dead.
But that's better than some of the other ways
But
to go.
would we want to know that? Would we want to?
No,
Because then we wouldn't
I
want to
wouldn't.
leave here. You know, so do you want to know, though? So, like, maybe some people don't want to know.
It's kind of funny. We used to talk when we were young, and I'm obviously not young anymore, but we used to talk when we were young about how we'd like to die. And one of my friends wanted to be found dead in bed with Paul Newman. That to me was the only good way I could think of.
Do you think
Fatherly
he's watching?
way.
Is Paul Newman watching this show?
But he's no longer alive.
Right.
So when he died, I called her up and said, "Okay, what do you do now?" And she said, "Oh, don't worry." And I'm all set. I have a picture of Brad Pitt on my refrigerator.
Oh, no.
So she was trying to handle it with some joy and some laughter.
Yeah, right.
But unfortunately, she did not have an easy end, and not too many people do. But we're hoping if we can get the word out here, we're selling these scarves and get some money for the Cancer Society, but educate as well, not just
Right.
the amount of money we will generate on Medfield Day is not going to be enough to save anybody's life or start a whole new center.
But the education part will save somebody's life,
It
like you
might.
say, to go to get your test, to go to get your mammogram, or to get your lung CAT scan, or whatever it is that might, or the skin, or to go to the skin screening, you know,
Yeah.
in the spring. So yes, these things can save lives. Yes,
They can,
yes,
and we do have
yes.
pamphlets. I think I mentioned that
Okay,
before.
yes,
We'll have pamphlets here on the counter. But trust us, I swear we're going to turn all the money into the Cancer Society.
I will make her do this. I promise. I promise.
I'm absolutely going to do it. But again, if people get them early and walk around with them, that's
Yes.
going to be our best
Yes,
advertisement
yes,
of all.
yes, yes.
In fact-
because ordinarily in September you wouldn't be wearing a scarf if the weather is nice. So like, yeah, that will catch somebody's eye. Like, why are you doing
But these
this?
fancy ones
Why
might.
are you wearing this? Why are you wearing this today? It's a hot day, you know? But,
Yeah.
Yes.
But some of the stitches are fun. Some of the stitches are old ones. Some are somewhat new that we learned over the years. And I don't know. I really like this one. It's very plain. It's just straight knitting. And I like it because it's
soft and
warm and
fuzzy.
it's
It
very,
is.
very
It does
soft.
feel nice, yes,
And
yes.
it's Medfield blue.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the Medfield
Yes.
blue is the right
Yes.
thing for that time of year, and you can wear it to the football game. Maybe even a football game that weekend. I should have checked. Should have checked to see. So what else could we do to promote the scarves? Is there anything else we could do?
Well, certainly we could tell them the date of Medfield Day.
Did you happen to know the date?
I think it's September 21st.
Yo!
It's the third Saturday. I know
Yes.
that much. Yes, yes.
A couple
and
times.
it's from 9 to...
It's technically 4, but it's pretty well people begin
Okay.
closing up at 2:30 or so.
It's 9 to 4. So you should get there early to the scarf booth.
We hope.
Yes,
'Cause-
to make your donation. And you can make your donation in cash also. Ann was talking about checks, which of course you would want to use a check, I guess, if you were going to declare it on your taxes.
Sure, and you
for a
could. You get your own
fundraiser.
tax write-off.
But if you don't have a check, that's okay too. You can donate cash.
Yeah, and we will do it. We'll have a little cash box there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have somebody on duty.
And sometimes little kids come by and they don't have very much money, but they donate what they can. And I think
We
that's
did
important.
one year. I
Yes.
think we gave a little girl wanted to buy one for her mommy. I think we gave it to her for $2. It was just the idea.
Yes, yes.
That's what
yes,
counts.
because kids are,
But
being
$100
educated as well to
Sure.
to do something for somebody else.
But $100 a scarf would work too. I mean,
Well, that would.
if somebody wants to give us $100.
Yes. Have you ever gotten that much for one?
No, somebody gave us a $25 donation in
Yeah,
a check,
yeah.
but didn't want a scarf. She
Yeah.
just
Oh,
wanted
my.
She just
Yes,
wanted
yes,
to
yes,
make a donation,
yes,
and that's
yes.
fine.
And that's really all it is. Ann sometimes says selling the scarves, but we're not really selling the scarves. It's you're making a donation to cancer, and as a thank you, you have
Yeah,
getting
free
a
scarf.
Yes,
Free
yes,
scarf is your
scarf if you
donation
make a
to the-
donation, yes.
to the
Yes.
Cancer Society.
So they're not really being sold. So it isn't like, well, one costs $2 and one costs 10 and one costs 25. It's you make a donation and then you get to pick which one you would like. So come early because the selection will be better the earlier you come. And this is just a small amount of the scarves that Amy has.
It is just a small amount.
Maybe here is a dozen or so, 15, something like that. I should know because I'm a math teacher. I should be able to count really quickly, but I can't. But Ann says she has about 200 already that people have made and have dropped off at her house. So come early to get your first pick of those 200 scarves.
And we hope to see all of you there on Medfield Day.
And to do other things while you're there at Medfield Day.
Absolutely.
I have gone every year since I've lived here in town.
I love it.
And we've lived here 36 years. And we go every year just to see all the things that are available in Medfield and just to meet people and to see people that you don't see from one year to the next. There are some people I only see on Medfield Day.
It was small when it first started.
Was it?
Yeah, I used to ride my bike down, and Art Farrar was the selectman at the time. He owned Cape Way Poultry, and he's the one that started the food there. He had a little chicken barbecue there around the pond. And but he also had kegs of beer in there. So if you helped, you got some free beer. Well, one time I was down helping, and I didn't feel I should ride that bike home, so I walked my bike home. There's no way I was going to ride the bike home.
So no drunk driving for you on your bike.
And no beer on Medfield Day, unless somebody else sneaks it in.
Yes.
But we had some wonderful memories of the chicken barbecues that started the whole food part. Art did a lot to get it going and get it popular.
And it's still done today. Who does the chicken this year?
I don't know who's doing it this year, but there have been a lot of food booths this year.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a member of Memo.
Lots of different types of food, yes.
I joined Memo because I found out what a job they do, and so many projects they pay for in the town of Medfield all by themselves, and it's a wonderful group. It's real and it's fun. So we have dinners once a month, dinner meetings once a month, and Toby Burrell is our new King Lion, I call him.
Right.
And that's for the Lions Club, but also for Memo. I'm trying to think who the new president of Memo is. Isn't that awful? We have a meeting coming up this month. I'll find out. Refresh my memory. But Memo does a wonderful job. They really do. The Lions Club does all these different groups that are involved on Medfield Day. They're terrific.
Lucille Fisher? No? Isn't she involved in Memo?
She's a member, yeah. I don't know if she's going to be a new president or not. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I can't remember. Had a couple of other things going on, so I lost track of some things, but I'll find out on Memo.
Because I know she's involved in Medfield Green Day, which is the first Saturday in May.
I'm on the
so I guess I was thinking that she was president of Memo. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah, I'm a member of Medfield Green, too. They used to be called Green Moms. Used to be called Green Moms.
Right, but there are people there that are not moms, and there are people there that are men. So yes.
That was the whole idea of changing the name, is to try and get a few men in there.
Yes.
But there are I'm trying to think of some other good groups that are involved, other than the religious groups. What other groups?
At Medfield Day?
Yeah, Lions Club.
Well, there's all the school things, like the different classes.
Yeah.
I think any of the businesses in town, like any of the preschools or the chiropractors or...
A lot of them, will be out there. The eye doctors will be there.
Right.
Real estate brokers will be there. I don't think the liquor stores are represented there.
The grocery stores, though, it seems to me, Shaw's and Roach Brothers.
Yeah.
And like Blue Moon Bakery. And, yeah.
They have wonderful stuff. They really do.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh,
I should have practiced before I came here today. I did not know I was going to be asked
It's just a fun day. I didn't know we were going to be talking about it.
Yes.
You never know how conversations are going to go. But it's a lot of fun.
But it's a wonderful day. And then, of course, the entertainment that's there, too. That the different bands that play while you're eating your lunch there.
And they have tables and chairs set up right near the pond, so people can just sit down and relax. There's some shaded areas too. Some people are more sensitive to sun if it's a sunny day. As we're hoping it's going to be a beautiful sunny day.
I know.
Otherwise, I'm going to have a lot of scarves in my closet for next year, and I won't have anything to knit but prayer shawls.
Yes.
So we're really hoping for good weather for everybody's sake.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, we've had really nice weather lately, so let's hope it continues into next month. Yes.
And Memo do you know what Memo stands for? It's a test.
Merchants, Medfield Employers and Merchants Organization.
Medfield Employers and Merchants Organization.
Well,
Very
am
good.
I smarter than I thought?
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what year it was I started, but it was one of the better things that has happened in Medfield since we've been here almost for 50 years. And
wow.
It's just been a terrific thing. It's just the whole community getting together and laughing and having fun. My kids that are already, married and living away will come back for it. And I like to bring their kids because they have such good memories of it. Oh, ice cream cones. There's a lot of ice cream. I forgot ice cream. It's one of my favorites. And the Italian American Club. nothing wrong with Italian food, believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be an Italian, but I love the food. Basil has a booth. I think almost all the places do, now that I'm thinking about it.
I think
Really,
so,
really
too.
good.
Yes. I know it's hard to decide which food you want to eat.
I know.
You know, I usually look around and see, oh, maybe I'll get an entree from here, and maybe I'll get the salad from here, and maybe I'll get the dessert from here.
And chocolate ice
something to
cream for
drink from
dessert.
there. Yes.
Up there they do have Coke and Pepsi and all that stuff there too, and juices. It's just going to be a good day from start to finish. And it's amazing to me how fast they clean, the town workers clean it up. It blows my mind. You can go down 2 hours after Memo has finished Medfield Day, and you can't see anything on it.
So you wouldn't think
except
anything
some
had happened
markings
that
on
day.
the street where it
Yes,
says the booth
yes,
numbers. It's the only
And of
hint.
course, the fire truck is there, and the ambulance too.
Has to be.
And you know, sometimes they have little tours inside, depending on whether or not. Well, I don't know. Can you now go into the ambulance and the fire
I don't
trucks?
know if you can there.
Because sometimes you have to be ready for an emergency, obviously, and you can't
Right.
have a lot of people inside.
You can when they do it at the
But-
fire station, but I don't think they do it here in
No,
on Medfield Day.
Okay.
But the police and firemen will be there. The fire department, of course, always has a cookout area, hot dogs usually. And they try and parcel the food out so everybody doesn't cook the same thing. So there isn't hamburgers every place or hot dogs every place. They each have a...
So you kind of like apply to
yes.
Memo to decide
Like
what
the
you would
Lions
like.
Club is usually hamburgers, and I think the fire department's usually the hot dogs, and Italian American Club does something else, and it's just good stuff. So there's something for everybody. And there's scarves for everybody.
Yes, different colors, different sizes, different shapes, different textures, different patterns.
And different people working in the booth.
Yes,
There'll be several different people working in the booth on that day.
Like different shifts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we work at.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, anything else we could add about our potato chip scarves?
Do I have to give it back now? I like it. I have to learn how to make this
I will
particular
show.
pattern.
I will
and-
get you the directions.
Yes.
They're very
Oh,
simple.
thanks. Yes, this is nice. It looks like it works up fast.
It does work
Yes,
up fast.
yes. Nice.
It is. Well, thank you very much, Nancy, for doing
Oh, you're
this
welcome.
with me.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
inviting me in. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
And sometime in the future, we're going to have a bunch of knitters here, and we'll talk about how we all learned to knit in the first place, and how
What
much
our
we
favorite
enjoy it,
thing is to knit.
and how we can knit without looking at it, which is true. No, that's true. I used to teach at Graceful Stitches, and that was always my goal, to see if the kids could knit a row without looking.
Oh my gosh, that's hard when you're first learning.
But but this is like a 5 or 6 week program.
Okay.
And they were really good, and they grin like, oh, we did it.
Yeah, nice.
And then if they made too much noises, because that money went to the Cancer Society too.
Right.
But our place where we were teaching them was very near the checkout counter. So if they got a little noisy, I'd say, do you know about Quaker meeting? And some of the kids loved it. Quaker meeting has begun. No more laughter, no more fun. The first to laugh or show their teeth has to pay a forfeit. And they go, and sit there like this, and they'd love it. I think sometimes they acted up just so we
So
play
you'd say
Quaker
that,
meeting.
yes.
But that was another good cancer cause.
Right.
That was a wonderful thing.
I
'cause
do miss Graceful Stitches.
I do too,
yes.
because all the profits from the yarn went to the Cancer Society,
And they had
and we all,
beautiful yarn.
Dottie Hennessy and I taught together for years, and we taught free, of course, and then people would pay for the courses, so it was perfect. And then we had taught a lot of the Girl Scouts as well. All righty. Well, thank you, Nancy, very, very
Oh,
much.
you're welcome.
Appreciate
Invite me
it.
for something else.
Okay. When we have all the knitters here, maybe we'll
Okay.
do that again.
All right. Thank you.
But thank you for watching Medfield People.
I'm Roberta Lynch, and you're watching Medfield.tv.